Today we're learning a new strategy for problem solving, and that strategy is to find a pattern. And if we can find patterns, it'll help us to make sense of our math problems. Our essential question for this unit is, how can equal groups help me add? Because we're working with equal groups, we often can find a pattern. Here's our problem of the day. It says, write the missing numbers, describe the pattern. So the first thing I need to look for when I'm looking at a pattern is my pattern increasing? Are the numbers getting bigger? Or is my pattern decreasing? Are the numbers getting smaller? In this case, I see 2 and then 4. So I know that my numbers are getting bigger, so this pattern is increasing. And I can see here that it's getting bigger by 2, right? 2 plus 2 equals 4. So the pattern is plus 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. And the pattern is plus 2. So let's do a quick check here. We're going to skip count to find our totals. So it says 4 groups of 2 in all. So I'm going to draw 4 groups here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I know when to stop. And then it's groups of 2. So I need to count by 2s to find the total. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So 4 groups of 2 equals 8. Let's try again. This time we have 5 groups of 5 in all. So I'm going to draw 5 groups. There's 5 in each group. Let's count by 5s and see where we get to. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I guess I could have written it like this. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So 5 groups of 5 equals 25. Now, a lot of times I see second graders do this. Oh, 5 groups of 5. That's 10. No, it's not 5 plus 5. It's 5 groups of 5 each, just like I've shown you here. So that's how we get to 25. So don't just add, don't assume and add, because we've got groups here. Okay, so in this one, we've got 3 groups of 10. So 3 groups, I'm going to draw my 3 lines, and there's 10 in each. So 10, 10, 10 would be 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30. So 3 groups of 10, 10, 20, 30 equals 30. 9 groups of 2, whoa, that's a lot. Nine groups, whew. Okay, and they're all 2s. This time, since we're counting by 2s, I'm just gonna write them in. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then keep going and add by 2. So 10 plus 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14, 16, 18. And there's your answer, 18. 9 groups of 2 equals 18. Okay, I'd like for you to try this one on your own. It says Mary puts her toy cars into 3 groups of 5. How many cars does she have? 3 groups, remember. It says 3 groups. So you may want to draw out lines like this to find out how many cars she has. You can pause the video, and when you're ready and have an answer, you can push play. Okay, so 3 groups of 5 is 15, right? 5, 10, 15. All right, so here's our strategy. We're ready for our strategy. Our strategy is looking for a pattern. And it says step 1 is to understand, and we're going to underline what we know and circle what we need to find. We really need to pay close attention to what our word problem is saying. because I know that a lot of times we just want to look for the numbers. So in this case, it would be 5 and 6. We just want to look for the numbers and then add them. And so if I see 5 and 6 and in all, then I might want to do 5 plus 6. But that's not what our question is asking. It says Kelly puts 5 party favors in each bag, and she has 6 bags. So we're going to underline what we know. We know she has 5 party favors in each bag. We know she has 6 bags. We want to find out how many she has in all. And that in all does give us a clue that we are going to be adding. We're just not adding 5 and 6. We're adding 5 groups of 6. Okay, so let's keep going. Step 2 is plan. How will I solve this problem? What am I going to do to solve the problem? So since I'm looking for a pattern, since that's my strategy, I might write out, just like I did on those first ones, I might write out those groups like this, right? I could also use counters. Or use some kind of counting cubes to help me figure it out and actually put them into groups, right? I could draw pictures. I could act it out. I could get bags and put things in them to show the problem, right? There's lots of strategies. This one, we're going to find the pattern, since that's the strategy we're working on. So just like I did, they drew out these lines here, right? Bag 1, bag 2, all the way to bag 6. And it told us that there was 5 favors in each one. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're just counting by 5s, right? And in bag 6, we end up with 30 favors in all. Okay, and then for step 4, we're going to check our answer to make sure it's reasonable. If I have 5 groups of 6, and I end up with, 6 groups of 5, and I end up with 11 party favors, does that make sense? No, that would only be 2 groups plus 1, right? So that wouldn't be reasonable. But I ended up with 30, and that makes sense, right? Because if we go back and we count, or if we were to look on a hundreds chart and count by 5s 6 times, we would get to 30, so it is reasonable. Okay, so now it's time to practice. Kate and Pedro count the tickets they sold to attend a museum. They sold 10 tickets each day for 5 days. How many tickets were sold? So remember, step 1 is to underline what we know and circle what we need to find. So what do we know? Well, we know they sold 10 tickets each day for 5 days. So how many tickets were sold? How many tickets were sold is what we're trying to find here. Okay, so we've got 5 days, right? That's how many groups there are. And that's what we're going to try to solve here. Plan. How will I solve the problem? I am going to work through my strategy. I might draw a picture. I might search for the pattern. I might act it out. There's lots of options. I'm going to make a pattern. So just like I did on the first page, I've got 5 lines there to represent my 5 days. And then I know there were 10 tickets a day. So 10 plus 10 is 20, plus 10 is 30, 40, 50. So 50 tickets were sold in all. Check, is my answer reasonable? I think so. That makes sense. I know that if I looked on a hundreds chart and I started at 10 and went down 5 times, I would in fact get to 50. And it makes sense that 5 groups of 10 would be 50. So I think my answer is pretty reasonable. Okay, so now it's time for you to apply the strategy on your own. So you need to open up to page 121, and you're going to complete pages 121 and 122 on your own and then upload those pictures to schoolwork.